Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to the library. I'm excited to go. Did I read any of my books last month? No. Do I read any of my books any month? Sometimes yes. I've read a book or two. I know how to open a book up and turn the pages. It's fun and it's exciting. I've decided I've got to limit the amount of books that I'm borrowing because I'm borrowing 20 books, but I'm reading barely one. So we're gonna go to the library. I'm only gonna borrow 5 books. I'm thinking 2 non-fiction, 3 fiction. That way it's a good balance. And then that way I actually have to force myself to think about the books that I'm borrowing and not just picking it up because it looks pretty. You know what I'm saying? My book bag. These are all my books. The only book that I started this month was Her Sweet Revenge by Sarah Boner. Was it good? Yes. Did it start a bit slow? Also yes. Have I never been able to read a book since I was 16 and hounding like 8 books in one sitting because I literally had no other social life and it was the only thing keeping me happy because I hadn't yet been exposed to the internet too much to the point where I was reliant on quick dopamine? Also yes. But I'm just a girl and I'm trying. I think this month though, I can legitimately read more books. So, these are all my books that are coming with me. I'm gonna grab my bag and then we can hit the door. Bag. I'm also gonna wear my jacket because the library gets cold sometimes. It's weird. I'm saying it's weird, but what I really mean is that it's well ventilated and the aircon system in there works a charm, but I'm not used to that. And I'm gonna go and hit the road. So, you're coming with me. Here's to borrowing books that I'll actually read. And here's to hoping that the library hasn't fined me because these aren't returned on time. Also, here's to filming in public and speaking at a normal volume because every time I film in public, I'm like, it's embarrassing, girl. Get your ass in gear. They already know you're filming. Also, something I always forget to do is to take pictures so I can have a thumbnail. Oh, I'm not gonna lock the house. Don't care. It's so I can make a thumbnail. So pray for me that for like the first time in forever I actually do it. Also, does anyone actually like the way that I film my YouTube videos? Because I like it. I think it's the right amount of like satisfaction to like the ratio of satisfaction to like talking is good. I wish I talked a little more because sometimes it's like a lot of talking in the first half and then like the rest of it is just satisfactory clips, and I need to find a way to like talk more when I'm out places, but I'm also like afraid of filming in public. Like, it's actually very scary. We finally at the libraries, fools. Let's get to borrowing. Let's go. Okay. Okay, we downstairs. We're starting with non-fiction. I actually love reading non-fiction books sometimes, but sometimes I come across as boring. Like, what do you mean? And I love also like reading history because like it's important to like learn from the past with your brain to repeat it. I was looking in here. This book kind of caught my eye. The Book at War. Sorry. It's just forcing me to read. In a library? Crazy stuff. But I hate reading self-help books. Those, like, they make me feel uncomfortable in my soul. Also, because it's like so early, no one's here, it's making it easier to vlog. I think I'm gonna get this. This seems interesting. It's about the way women are portrayed in the media. I'm gonna see if we can find one more non-fiction. You know how I was like, oh, I'm only gonna borrow 5 books? I think I'm gonna borrow 6 because I like even numbers more than I like odd numbers. And I feel like if I do 6, then I can do 3 non-fiction, then I can do 3 fiction. We can do 1 YA and then 2 adult fiction. Am I not good? See how the numbers work out better? I'm not seeing anything exciting, so we're gonna go upstairs and see if they've got anything on YA. Because it's like, I'd rather underborrow than overborrow. Let's go! exciting year. I'll go back downstairs. Well, I did pick up 2 books, so adult fiction Bravo, and see if we won't pick up any more books. Oh, how quiet is it in here? Like, no one is here. This is great. Am I still whispering? Yes, but that's because it's a library. Are you not respectful to the people at your library? If not, you should really do some inner work on that. Something has caught my eye. Alrighty. These are my last 2 books, and now we're gonna go and borrow them. I've only borrowed 6. Are y'all proud of me? You should be. I've borrowed 6 items, but it says I've got 8 items, so I think I forgot 2 books at home, which is annoying, but I'll figure it out later. Alright, I'm back from the library. Everyone wants to know what I've borrowed, obviously. This is my book bag. She's my new one. My old one broke and it was actually really sad. But that's what I get for putting like 20 books in a bag that's obviously not meant for that many books. Alright, let me take you through my quick haul. Also, the 2 books that I forgot to return, my dad's gonna return them for him. Everyone leave a thank you so much, Esther's dad, in the comments for me. So my first book is a graphic novel. It's Belle of the Ball by Marie Costa. The only reason I brought it, it's pink. The entire book is pink. It's pink, like, do you see how the entire thing is pink? I love it when like graphic novels, it's like a main color and then it's just they've added hues to make it have dimension, and I absolutely love that. So this is like some cute little YA romance, and I'm so excited to read. Next we have another YA. So it's While You Were Dreaming by Alicia Ra. My apologies, Alicia, for if I mispronounce your name. My apologies to any of these authors if I mispronounce their name. Because no lie, I just be saying words. I barely understand how to speak English. Like, I'm actually fighting demons every time I attempt to read something. Like, I can't do it. People send me texts. I can't do acronyms. I can't do emojis. I can't pick up context. Like, I can't read. Like, it's hard sometimes. Anyway, While You Were Dreaming, this girl saves her crush in a superhero costume. And she's like, oh, that's fine. Like, no one's gonna notice. Well, it goes viral. Suddenly everyone's noticing. Her crush is desperate to find out who she is. So is everybody on the internet. They're like, who is this girl? Right? But at the same time, she's also falling for her crush's older brother. Giving love triangle, giving cutesy. And another thing is that she may or may not be undocumented because, you know, she lives in the United States of America. And God forbid the United States let anyone live and laugh in that country. Next book I'm going to show you is non-fiction. This one's called Fix It. It's about violence and the representation of women in the media. I think this is such an interesting concept. Like, the way men have put first in the media. Like, a man could murder someone and it'd be a picture of him smiling and he'd be like, and then the text underneath would be something like, loving, kind, father of 3, may or may not have allegedly murdered his entire family and then let himself on fire and burn down their entire home. Read more here to hear about his heroic acts. Like, is that not insane? Anyway, so Fixed It is essentially about how women are represented in the media. It's by Jane Gilmore. Very much excited to see this. It's the only non-fiction book I picked up. The rest of them were giving boring. The rest of them were giving wartime hero. I don't care to read about how Australia helped in the First World War. Nobody gives 2 shakes of a rat's ass. If it's not an Indigenous representation of that story, I probably couldn't care less. I've already learned about it in history class. Give me something different. Give me something unique. Give me something interesting. Give me a page turner. My next 3 books are all adult fiction. So first one I'm going to show you is Holmes, Margaret and Poe by James Patterson and Brian Sitz. 2 things. James Patterson is an OG on this channel. I'm always picking up his books because they're easy to read, quick to get through, and I like the thriller / mystery he writes. Second thing to note here, do you see how small Brian's name is? How do you think he felt about that? Like, how much of this book did Brian write? Because obviously he's written enough to get his name on the front, but he hasn't written enough for it to be as big as James's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me giggle every time James writes a book with someone because their name is always the smallest fine print. Like, if you're not looking for it, you wouldn't even know. Anyway, but it's about these 3 detectives that solve murders and mysteries together. They're the best in the city. They find out something and people are like, wait, why are you guys being so unconventional? Just solve the crime like a regular person, freaks. So this one will be good. Something I've also noticed is Holmes, Margaret and Poe are names of famous people. Sherlock Holmes, Margaret Thatcher and Edgar Allan Poe. Very cool people. Actually, I don't know a lot about Margaret. Maybe she's like low-key a war criminal. That's something interesting that I've noticed with this title. I was like, oh, is this gonna be like a crazy like sci-fi like Sherlock Holmes and all of these people are solving crimes together? I turned on the back and they're just regular people. I was like, okay, weird. But yeah, they're in a private investigation agency in New York City. They have unorthodox ways of solving crimes, but it always works. My next book is called Exquisite Corpse by Maraja Parisi. I definitely butchered that. This person has a lot of accents over their letters, but it's also in cursive, so I can't actually tell if I'm reading or if I'm just tweaking straight up. This is the book. Essentially, this guy gets obsessed with this girl, but she's dying because this is like an old-timey book, and it's in Stockholm, 1930. She's dying. He's like, no, I need to find the cure for this woman. So he finds the cure. She dies anyway. Then he's like, whoa, wait. I could do one better. Let me bring homegirl to life. So he brings her to life, and this is what that book is about. It has underlying themes of consent and why it's important to listen to women or something. If you know me, you know the fact that I hate reading like historical fictions. I can't physically do it. All I can think about when I'm reading a historical fiction is there's probably a black person being a slave somewhere in the background. Like they do this thing where they either exclude black and brown people and pretend they don't exist just so they don't have to write about it, or they include them, but it'll either be like the Bridgerton route of, wow, we don't see color, like slaves don't exist, hee hee hee, poor people don't really exist, we just live and laugh here. Or they go the route of, well, let me write in some slaves, pow, and talk about like whipping and beating up black people, and it'll be like 50 pages of beating on black people, but it'll be a historical romance. What does beating on black people have to do with falling in love? The hell? Then my last book is The Money Club. Fiona Lowe, best-selling Australian author, apparently, but that's none of my business. This one is about Izzy Harrington wanting to break up with her fiance. She waits for him to get home. He never comes home. And because they're in a small town, like obviously him disappearing is like really big news because he's supposed to be like an entrepreneur and like makes $1 billion gajillion every single day. So this story is about that. Yeah, and apparently no one really knows who Brad is. Also, it just occurred to me that I know a Brad. Well, I used to. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to get through this book. Like, I hate when I start reading a book and then I see like a name of someone I know in there. Like, I can't physically do it, especially if it's a romance. If I'm reading and then I look down and I see the name of someone I know, I'm closing that book onto the pile of not to be read ever again. Because what do you mean? Why didn't you mention this earlier? I'm physically I know someone called that. It's weird. Anyway, those are all my 6 books. What do you think about that little cute little vlog, huh? If you were me, what book would you read first? I'm thinking I'm gonna read The Money Club, but I also might just read the pink graphic novel because it's pink and it's cute. And I've denied myself from liking pink for far too long, so I think I deserve the good things in life. But that was my library book haul and video vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Bye.